All right. Questions?
Vance, what do you want your club to take from last night, now that the dust is starting to settle? What do they need to take with them emotionally or otherwise?
Well, it's early, so we don't want to be overconfident. But we want those guys to understand, if we have a great game plan, guys, dive into the game plan, do it right, we can be a good group. But it's early. It's week 2, and, we won 2 games. It's a long season, so we don't want to be overconfident right now. It's a hard league. It's a long season, so just being humble is the key right now.
What's the word on Garrett Bowles?
Garrett Bowles, it's a lower leg bruise, so we're very lucky that it wasn't serious. It's a lower leg bruise, and he's week to week, so we dodged a bullet, in my opinion. There.
Is an ankle sprain part of it, or just?
It's a lower leg bruise.
Where would you go there if he's obviously it'd be tough for him to come back this week? Where do you go?
Right.
Who are the candidates?
We have lots of options that I won't share today, but we have lots of options there that we can insert guys and take guys out of certain spots to put someone in the left tackle position. But again, it's a lower leg bruise. He's week to week, and we'll cross that bridge when we have to.
How did Alan Barber do fare filling in for Garrett?
Although he did fine. He hadn't played left tackle since training camp. He did fine. He held his own. He blocked his guy. He had one issue with a cross stunt, but he's an experienced player, and that's why he's here with us. I mean, he can play right tackle, left guard, or right guard. So he's a guy that's very valuable to our offensive line.
How has Domata really affected the run defense?
He's done a good job because he is a true nose guard. He's a big man that can take up a lot of space inside, and he's a pretty good athlete. And this is Domata's first time playing in the 34 defense where he's attacking a nose guard. I was with him in Cincy, and we were more of a read defensive line. So his size in Cincy didn't really make a difference, but here it does because we're more of an attacking style defensive line.
Vance, how much longer are you going to stick with that rotation of the 2 backs, CJ and Jamal?
Right.
I mean, it's working wonders so far. Is that something you just go with as long as
Yeah. Again, it's a work in progress, and CJ's in great shape. He's playing good football right now, and Jamal just comes in the game, 10 to 12 snaps and runs really hard. I think Jamal's going to get better and better as we go, and obviously CJ's having a good run right now. And once we get Booker back in the fold, it's going to be a 3-man punch there. And D'Angelo's still healthy enough to play. So, we're going to have 4 backs that we can feature, each weekend.
Do you expect Booker to be able to play Sunday?
Not sure. He's got to obviously get into football shape. He hadn't played since the spring, really. So he's got to get in football shape. So when he's ready, that way, he'll play. Until then, he won't.
When you look at the Bills, what have they done well in 2 weeks?
The Bills. Well, defensively, no one scored a touchdown on them. It's a stingy group, and being in Miami last year, watching those guys play, the front 7 is a really stout front 7 with Darius and Kyle Williams and the young kid Shaq Lawson from Clemson. So it's a stout front 7. Watching them play twice last year, so it's going to be a challenge. It always is. They've got a couple edge rushers that's going to be a problem for us. That we got to take care of. So it's an NFL game. It's going to be a tough challenge for us on both sides of the ball.
Coach, yesterday was kind of similar to Monday night in as much that you had a big lead going into the 4th quarter.
Mm-hmm.
What was the difference between yesterday and what happened on the opening night?
I tell you what, not much of a difference. I think the lead was larger. So the 2 turnovers, one early and one late, but the one late didn't affect us as much. In San Diego, the Charger game, San Diego. The Charger game, it was 24-7, but with back-to-back takeaways in the 4th, and that was the difference. It was 24 points, versus 30-something. So, but that's one thing that bothers me, about our team right now. We got to finish better on both sides of the ball, and finishing games is obviously, coaching better and playing better. It's tough to finish games when you're ahead because if you're too conservative, you allow teams to get back in the game. If you're too aggressive, you may turn the ball over. So we have to develop a mentality where in the 3rd and 4th quarter, if we're up, which is a good thing, we have to focus, really focus and not turn the ball over, offensively. And if we do defensively, we have to stand up and hold them to field goals. It's been four turnovers, 4 touchdowns. So we got to fix that issue on both sides of the ball.
Coach, can you be conservative and still throw the ball? In the fourth quarter, you said you had 1 pass.
Absolutely, you can do that. And we're calling plays that are conservative plays that we know that's there. Basically completion passes with bootlegs and play action slants. So we're trying to do that, but they've failed. So it's obviously execution on our part. That's got to get better.
Are you looking at Stevenson as a right tackle, or you didn't play him at left just because he hasn't had that many reps there? Or what's the thought?
Well, he's our swing tackle. So he plays left and right, and we just thought yesterday with the game where it was to play Barber being a better run blocker for us, into the game there. So, but yeah, I mean he's our swing tackle, so he plays left and right.
Is that why he went in the game initially?
Absolutely, yeah.
He went in right after.
He went in and played. I don't know how many steps he played, but he played initially, and then we thought, putting Barber in would help us run the football better. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Is Barber an option at left moving forward, or have you eliminated that?
He could be. Again, we've got a number of guys that we can play there. Hadn't nailed it yet.
I believe you guys are 17 for 30 on third down, and obviously the caveat of it being just 2 games. But what are some of the biggest things you're identifying and that's allowed you guys to have that success offensively?
I think it's Trevor. It's decision making, it's ball placement. Third downs is strictly on the quarterback. I mean, you're seeing exotic pressures versus 4-man rush zone. So it's all Trevor. Obviously having great targets and 88-10 and Benny's been great on third downs also and a tight end. So it's Trevor. I mean, he's been efficient. He's been smart with the football. So I've been pleased with Trevor, with his whole game, not just third downs.
When you got the job in January, the weaknesses of this team based on last year were running the ball and stopping the run.
Yep.
And you've been very good so far through 2 games in both those areas. Was it a mindset? Was it, you put on pads more than we saw before in camp? John getting all these guys in the off season.
I think it's twofold. I think it's personnel driven, offensive line wise. Signing Leary, who is playing really well right now for us. I mean, he was the best guard in free agency in my opinion. Signing Menelik Watson, a big, tough, physical guy, and drafting Bowles. That's made it different. And obviously Matt, coming back from his hip injuries and playing well, and Max Garcia and trading for Alan Barber. So we fixed the offensive line. Now, it hadn't been perfect, but the running game, it's there. Our pass protection is not there yet. We're still working some kinks out there, but the running game is there, and it's personnel based, and it's also schematically, it's different than what we did last year. Defensively, it's the same thing. Signing Domata and signing Zach Kerr, and getting bigger and stronger there, and Shelby Harris playing really well right now. So that's the personnel, and schematically, we were fitting the run game differently. Our backers are getting downhill faster, so the double teams aren't as tough on our interior D linemen. So it's both. It's personnel and it's scheme.
Time for a few more for the coach.
Vance, you have a chance to have players that are smart and versatile, like Chris Harrison. You can put them in different spots, like you were able to do Sunday.
Yeah.
And you can be in the same personnel but move guys around.
Yeah.
It seems like in the league now, if you're a defense like that, you can dictate what the offense is doing as opposed to many years ago where the offense lines up and you have to adjust to them. Can you force offenses to change for you and kind of take the advantage and flip the script in that sense?
Yeah, this league is based on if you're going to play great defense, it's based on having rushers and corners. And when you have guys who can cover, you can do whatever you want. I mean, you can play zone, you can play man, and if it's a game like yesterday and it's a heavy running team, you can load the box and fog every gap and play man free for half the game, with no worries. Most teams aren't built that way, so our game plan yesterday was strictly based on our 3 corners, being able to cover their receivers one-on-one, for a large majority of the game. So if you can do that, that makes it hard on offenses.
At the end of the first half, you guys called a timeout.
Yeah.
And I'm curious why, and I also am curious, did you think about freezing the kicker at the end of the first half?
I didn't. The timeout was on me because I had 3 timeouts, and offensively we were rolling pretty good. It's like a minute 50. So I was going to stack the timeouts, but I was standing where I couldn't see the gain. So it was an 8-yard gain, so I shouldn't have called that timeout. You know, I was hoping to win the first down and call a timeout. Put him in second and long, timeout again. Put him in third down, timeout again, and get the ball back with a minute 10. So that was strictly on me. So freezing the kicker. After that first miss, I was a little gun shy, to be honest. But I didn't, you know, I thought it was a 4-yard game versus an 8-yard game because I was standing back, you know, from the LOS. So that was a rookie coach making a rookie mistake. I heard it from Kolar. So what are you doing, VJ? Sorry, coach. I thought it was only a 4-yard game. So I was chastised for it by Bill Kolar. So that won't happen again.
Let's go ahead and do the next one, Brandon.
You're probably the first to hear from Bill.
Oh my God, man. He keeps me in line, I tell you that.
Did you hand out game balls or eyeballs yet?
Yeah, we had some game balls. Offensively, C.J. Anderson, obviously, 25 for 118, 2 touchdowns. Trevor Siemian had a hell of a day with 4 touchdowns. The entire offensive line with 178 rushing. Emmanuel Sanders, 2 touchdowns on 6 catches. Defensively, the entire defense got a game ball, with Talib being a guy that we talked about with 3 PBUs and a pick 6. Von Miller, 5 quarterback hits, 2 sacks, 2 TFLs. He changed the game in the fourth quarter, Von, I thought. I mean, he put so much pressure on that tackle. It was unbelievable. And Chris Harris had a hell of a game with 6 tackles, 2 PPUs, and 1 interception. But overall, it was a great performance on both sides of the ball. In special teams, Casey Kreider got a game ball for doing his job very well. But very pleased with all 3 phases. But again, it's week 2. You know, we can get a lot better in all those phases. So excited, but still a work in progress.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you, guys. Enjoy your day.